Is this video maybe an elaborate ruse to make me feel less guilty if I ever want to buy Huda Beauty? Partially, yes. Hi guys! Hi, my name is Mia and this is my virtual vanity, a place where we love makeup and we're quite critical of it. Today we're going to be just a wee bit critical, but more in the devil's advocate sort of sense. Today I am asking a question. Are we being too hard on Huda Beauty? And is she suffering because of our double standards? Now, before screaming at me in the comments that Huda is cancelled, hear me out, because I do make some good points. At least, I'd like to think I do, most of the time. So I have cancelled Huda Beauty for a long ass while. Like, even in the beginnings of my channel, as I had a video where she was in my 5 or 10 brands that I didn't support. Whatever. Point is, I've not bought any Huda Beauty for a long ass while, and I've been quite hard on her and her brand. Then I had the honor and pleasure and luck to get added to a Twitter group chat with a bunch of wonderful ladies, and most of them are people of color. It's a whole melting pot of people with different perspectives and of a different race than I am, which of course leads to different perspectives and interesting discussions where I find myself educated and exposed to points of views that maybe I hadn't considered before. And one of them was, when we were talking Huda Beauty, one of them, I can't remember who, mentioned that we kiss so much ass to brands as problematic or even more problematic than Huda, but Huda seems to always get a hard time for it. And then they started speculating, well, is it because she's Middle Eastern and maybe there's a tinge of Islamophobia there? Which I don't think is the case, because it's not about religious or cultural practices, it's about, you know, sparkle dust. Then maybe it's because she's female, because she's a female woman of color, because she's a female business owner. Needless to say, the whole subject of why there are certain double standards applied to Huda is a whole another complex discussion, and I don't think I'm qualified to discuss it at the moment. If you've got a different perspective, please leave it in the comments. I would love to hear it. And that got me to think, like, why have I cancelled Huda Beauty? Did she have any recent scandals? Did she do anything recently that was particularly heinous? What did she do that bothered me? And have other brands done the same or worse? So let's start with the allegations against Huda Beauty. First of all, there was a complaint that she didn't post a lot of men in makeup. That was explained to her and her brand by saying, we are active in the Middle East, where most of that is illegal. Like, not actually men in makeup, but homosexuality is illegal and she could get in legal trouble for trying to promote it. And that was a couple of years back. Now, looking through her feed, you still don't see a lot of men in makeup. I've seen maybe 1 or 2 in the past months. But again, that excuse is plausible. Comparatively, let's take a look at other brands. Other brands also don't post a lot of men in makeup. And I don't even need to give examples. Go to your favorite brand and tell me how many men in makeup you see. Not many, unless they're particularly progressive. And then let's take a look at the darling of the beauty community, Juvia's Place. Juvia's Place also doesn't post a lot of men in makeup. Specifically, the community has been crying for them to post black men in makeup, considering that they are black woman owned or black owned, I feel. And yet they do not. Lately, they even posted Jeffree fucking Star on their page and promoted him testing out their foundation, which, you know, my black friends have said that they are basically selling themselves out for clout, and just sucking up to the white man. I'm not gonna repeat the words they said, because I don't think those words I'm allowed to repeat as a white person. But basically, Juvia's Place is in a lot of shit right now. But until they had posted Jeffree Star again, they hadn't posted a lot of men. So why didn't we give as much shit to Juvia's as we did about Huda? The world might never know. Again, they complained that Huda didn't have enough diversity on her page. Huda rectified that. Like, I really scrolled down and you could see a variety of people represented: white people, Middle Eastern, Southern Asian, Eastern Asian, black people. Like, there is good variety and representation there, which is, honestly, it's better than most brands out there. As I said, go to your favorite brand that doesn't pride themselves openly on being progressive and see their Instagram page and tell me that it's as varied as Huda's, because I don't think you will find many. Again, there were accusations of her promoting things that are harmful and unfeminist, such as dangerous beauty tips, vaginal bleaching. I feel that this is a very complex topic to discuss because there's clearly a market of women that feel insecure about that area and want to fix it. Is it promoting unequal beauty standards? Yes. But so is wearing makeup. So is having plastic surgery. So is shaving, even to an extent. So I don't understand why we gave Huda such a hard time for that, and we don't give the same hard time to companies that post people that are face-tuned to shit, and it's obvious that their look is face-tuned. Companies that post only people with lip fillers, looking at you, ColourPop. And other companies that post the same dumb fucking tips. And let's not mention that other brands are much worse at just giving out bad body and face image standard messages. Let's not forget that Benefit had quite a few ads in which they more or less implied that when you wear glasses, you're yuck. And in the moment you take off your glasses and you put on their brow products and a little bit of their mascara, you're good to go. Yes, they were given that much shit too, but they weren't cancelled. Not to mention that also Benefit uses a lot of people of color in their imagery. Let's take their cheerleader palettes, for example, and yet those shades wouldn't fit anyone darker than a medium. At least Huda, like, now she's got variety on her page and she's been having variety for a long ass while now. And now her shade range is good for both white people and people of color. At least from what I can see, the shade range, at least for her latest Tantour product, whatever the hell you want to call it, that's satisfactory and goes quite deep. The latest drama that Huda got into, and it was a minor one, was that she had reposted bridal makeup, I think it was South Asian maybe, I don't recall, in which the face was painted much lighter than the body. Maybe not the best thing to repost, but it is a common practice there. Are you just gonna shame a whole bunch of people for how they like to do their wedding makeup? I get it, it's controversial and it's problematic, but you can't just force a whole half continent to do makeup like you would want them to do. Yes, it's colorism. Yes, it's a direct result of white colonialism. Yes, it has a much more complex topic to discuss that I don't feel I am again qualified to discuss, because I am, as you can see. But you can't just expect people to change how they do their makeup, their bridal makeup, just because you got woke. It's such a culturally ingrained thing that shaming them for it won't do much good. And yes, maybe Huda shouldn't have posted that, but think on the other spectrum of things. Maybe South Asians felt good watching that video and seeing bridal makeup done just like in their country. So it's a double-edged sword. Damn if you do, damn if you don't, really. This is a topic that maybe I am wrong because I don't have the correct cultural perspective to talk about it. please let me know in the comments. I'm always open to being educated and corrected. Or if you're too tired of correcting people, just tell me to go fuck myself. That's also good. It's also a sign that I may have just fucked up something and I need to revisit. So now that we've just gone through the whole Huda Beauty drama, I'm thinking that there is a definite double standard related to her. I don't really quite get the reasons for it yet, but I do feel we're being too hard on her. Friends of mine that happen to be not white support her and don't give her as much shit as people that are white do. So I'm thinking, is this cancellation of Huda Beauty performative? Are we doing it just because it's the woke thing to do and because everybody else is doing it? Or because we actually believe she should be cancelled? Because if we do, then we need to cancel a lot of other brands. We need to cancel Juvia's for pandering to white people and not to their black audience. We need to cancel Too Faced for their dumb cake Snapchat story or Instagram story or whatever the hell that was. We need to cancel other non-inclusive brands on their Instagram, never mind what their range may be. We need to cancel all brands that share dumb tips, including fucking Benefit, and so on and so forth. At this rate, we would cancel more than 3/4 of the brands available on the market. So you either want to be consistent or you want to admit that you are cherry picking for personal reasons. Like, I don't like Huda Beauty as a person is honestly, in my book, a valid reason not to buy from her. But if we're gonna try to be woke, let's be woke across the board, shall we? Or at least consider it a bit. Anyway, what I'm trying to get to here, because I feel I'm rambling, is that yes, Huda was having some problematic issues, behaviors, whatever, but the drama that she got into is old. She's taken steps to rectify that. Her feed now, I feel, is varied enough. Yes, there aren't many men there, but again, her excuse is plausible, and I don't find it fair to blame Huda for the oppressive practices of the area that she lives in. So again, I ask you, are we canceling Huda because we really believe she should be cancelled, or is it performative wokeness? Please let me know in the comments. I'm really interested to hear your opinion on the topic. I'd love to hear a variety of, discussions down below if you feel up for it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this video interesting. And if you did, please leave me a thumbs up. Maybe subscribe. I don't know. It's up to you. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day, evening, morning, second breakfast, third lunch, whatever it is you're from. Bye.